Los Angeles, the city of dreams, is no stranger to natural disasters. Earthquakes are a constant threat and wildfires have ravaged the hillsides, but a hurricane, a Category 5 hurricane, that was unthinkable. Until now. Hurricane Pandora, a monster storm churning in the Pacific Ocean, was defying all expectations. Meteorologists watched in disbelief as it rapidly intensified, its winds reaching the unimaginable speed of 160 miles per hour, and it was on a direct collision course with Southern California. The news sent shockwaves through the region. Hurricanes, while not unheard of in Southern California, were typically weakened by the cold Pacific waters before they reached land. But Pandora was different. It was a perfect storm, fueled by unusually warm ocean temperatures and a complete absence of wind shear. The unthinkable was about to happen. Hurricane Pandora was born in the warm waters near the equator, a seemingly insignificant blip on the radar of meteorologists. But this blip quickly morphed into a monster. Fueled by the energy of the warm ocean, Pandora grew rapidly, its swirling bands of thunderstorms expanding outwards like a monstrous flower blooming in slow motion. The storm's path was unusual from the start. Instead of curving westward, as most Pacific hurricanes do, Pandora took a sharp northward turn, heading straight for the California coast. This unusual trajectory was influenced by a high-pressure system parked over the western United States, effectively blocking Pandora's escape route and funneling it towards the unsuspecting coastline. As Pandora churned closer, it continued to intensify, defying all expectations. The warm waters off the California coast, typically a deterrent to hurricane development, acted like high-octane fuel, pushing Pandora to its peak intensity, a catastrophic Category 5. The storm was now a force of nature unlike any other, and it was about to unleash its fury on the unsuspecting metropolis of Los Angeles. The National Weather Service issued its first hurricane watch for Southern California 3 days before Pandora's projected landfall. It was an unprecedented event, a warning that had never been issued in living memory. The watch was quickly upgraded to a warning, the direst alert possible, as Pandora's path and intensity became increasingly clear. Across Southern California, a sense of disbelief mingled with rising panic. Hurricanes simply didn't hit Los Angeles. Yet here it was, a monstrous storm bearing down on the city, threatening to unleash its fury on a population wholly unprepared for such an event. The authorities sprang into action, issuing evacuation orders for coastal areas and low-lying regions. Supermarkets were overrun with shoppers stocking up on supplies. Freeways became parking lots as residents, heeding the warnings, attempted to flee inland. The clock was ticking, and the City of Angels braced itself for the unthinkable. Hurricane Pandora slammed into the Los Angeles coastline with the force of a nuclear bomb. The roar of the wind, a deafening cacophony that drowned out all other sounds, heralded the storm's arrival. Buildings shook, trees were uprooted, and the ocean surged inland, swallowing entire neighborhoods beneath its raging waves. The eye of the storm, a deceptively calm center surrounded by a swirling wall of wind and rain, passed over the city, offering a brief but eerie respite. But the respite was short-lived. As quickly as it had arrived, the eye passed, and the back wall of the hurricane slammed into the city with renewed fury. The storm surge, a towering wall of water pushed ashore by the hurricane's powerful winds, was the deadliest aspect of the storm. It inundated coastal communities, flooding homes and businesses and tossing cars around like toys. The Los Angeles River, normally a trickle, turned into a raging torrent, overflowing its banks and inundating surrounding areas. Section 5. A city underwater, the immediate aftermath. In the immediate aftermath of Hurricane Pandora's passage, Los Angeles was a scene of utter devastation. The once vibrant city lay crippled, its streets transformed into rivers, its iconic landmarks scarred by the storm's fury. The air was thick with the smell of salt water, sewage, and the pungent odor of decaying debris. The storm surge had receded, but not before leaving its mark. Cars were piled up like discarded toys, homes were reduced to rubble, and downed power lines snaked through the flooded streets, posing a deadly hazard. The iconic Santa Monica Pier, a symbol of the city's carefree spirit, was shattered, its amusement rides twisted into grotesque shapes. The human toll was still being assessed, but it was clear that the storm had claimed many lives. Thousands were injured, and countless others were left homeless. Hospitals, overwhelmed with the injured, struggled to cope. Rescue workers, hampered by downed trees, debris-strewn roads, and flooded streets, worked tirelessly to reach those trapped in the wreckage. Section 6. The Long Road Back Recovery in the Wake of Disaster. The days following Hurricane Pandora's passage were a blur of activity. Rescue workers from across the country descended on Los Angeles, joining local first responders in the Herculean task of searching for survivors, clearing debris, and restoring some semblance of order to the devastated city. The entire nation watched in horror as the true extent of the devastation became clear. The images were heartbreaking. Families picking through the wreckage of their homes, children separated from their parents, the elderly and infirm left to fend for themselves in the aftermath of the storm. The recovery effort was massive and multifaceted. The federal government declared a state of emergency, freeing up funds and resources for relief efforts. The National Guard was deployed to assist with search and rescue, maintain order, and distribute supplies. Aid organizations, including the Red Cross and the Salvation Army, set up shelters and provided food, water, and medical care to those in need. Section 7. Lessons Learned Rethinking Disaster Preparedness. Hurricane Pandora served as a stark reminder of the awesome power of nature and the importance of disaster preparedness. Los Angeles, despite its history of natural disasters, was woefully unprepared for a hurricane of this magnitude. The city's infrastructure, built to withstand earthquakes and wildfires, proved no match for Pandora's fury. The storm exposed critical weaknesses in the city's emergency response system. Evacuation routes were inadequate, communication systems failed, and shelters were quickly overwhelmed. The lack of hurricane-specific preparedness, a consequence of the city's perceived invulnerability to such storms, proved to be a costly oversight. In the wake of the disaster, city officials vowed to learn from their mistakes. New building codes were implemented, designed to withstand hurricane-force winds and flooding. Evacuation plans were revised and early warning systems were upgraded. Public awareness campaigns were launched, educating residents about the dangers of hurricanes and the importance of preparedness. Section 8. A Changed Landscape. The Physical and Emotional Scars. The physical scars left by Hurricane Pandora were everywhere, in the boarded-up windows of businesses, in the piles of debris lining the streets, in the skeletal remains of homes ripped apart by wind and water. But the storm's impact ran far deeper than the physical damage. The emotional toll was immeasurable. Thousands were dealing with the loss of loved ones, the destruction of their homes, and the uncertainty of the future. The trauma of the storm, the fear and helplessness experienced during those terrifying hours, left an indelible mark on the city's psyche. The storm also exposed and exacerbated existing social and economic disparities. Low-income communities, often located in areas most vulnerable to flooding, were disproportionately affected. Many residents lacked insurance or the financial resources to rebuild their lives. The recovery, while underway, was uneven, highlighting the challenges of rebuilding in a city grappling with inequality. Section 9. Hope Endures the Unbreakable Spirit of Los Angeles. Los Angeles, a city built on dreams and resilience, faced its greatest challenge in the wake of Hurricane Pandora. But amidst the devastation, the indomitable spirit of the city shone through. Neighbors helped neighbors, strangers offered comfort to those in need, and the collective will to rebuild emerged from the wreckage. The recovery was slow and arduous, but it was a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. Slowly but surely, businesses reopened, homes were rebuilt, and life began to return to some semblance of normalcy. The scars of the storm remained, a constant reminder of the city's vulnerability, but so too did the spirit of hope and determination. Hurricane Pandora was a wake-up call, a stark reminder that even the most improbable disasters can strike. But it also revealed the true character of Los Angeles, a city that, despite facing unimaginable challenges, refused to be defined by disaster. In the face of adversity, the City of Angels found its strength, its unity, and its unwavering belief in a brighter tomorrow.